Hi, PalFishers. My name is Sandra D, and I am a teacher with PalFish, an online English teaching platform for Chinese children. I have been with PalFish since February of 2018. This video today is basically my story with PalFish. If you're new to PalFish, then this video is really for you. This is to talk about all the crazy stuff you're going through in those first few months, and is this right for you? Is this the right fit? Those panic questions, those panic feelings. I had that. I went through all of that, and now I know PalFish is my home. I'm not going anywhere. I love PalFish, and this is the place where I want to work until I decide to not work anymore. But you know, welcome if you're new. And let me tell you, the one thing that you will need the very most in this job is patience. You need the patience of a saint. and my new mantra is patience is a virtue that I'm working on. I haven't completely gotten there yet. It's easy to get frustrated, especially when you work in a setting like we do. We work online. Our place of employment has social networking. It's got classrooms. It's got everything you can think of, kind of all put together in one place. And I know when I first started, that's all I did is I spent time on the app. It's been about a year since I started looking at Facebook again, because I put all my time and all my energy into the PalFish app when I first started, and I'm glad I did. I started in February of 2018, right before the Chinese New Year Spring Festival, and I did pretty good. I made about $750 in my first month. You know, I know a lot of teachers they don't want to talk about what they make. I am always happy to share my pay history. Send me a message. I will send you screenshots of my last 15, 16 months with the company, and I'll show you. I'm actually quite proud of it. So I don't mind sharing that information at all. And it's inspiring. It's inspiring to see what's actually real and possible. I know that when I was researching places to work online, that was one of the first things I looked at. Can you prove it to me? Can you show me that you've been there for a year? Can you show me your pay history with this place? Or are you just blowing smoke, you know? And it's a big deal. So I am always more than happy to show that to you. I'm glad to share it. Just send me a message and I'll send you some screenshots. But yeah, so my first month in, you know, I didn't know what I was doing, and I panicked, and I was like, I remember praying, going, oh, please God, if you'll just help me figure out this app, I promise down the road when other people need help, I will help them. And that's what I'm doing here right now, because I mean that it's so overwhelming. If you're not used to working in this kind of platform, and I know many of us are not. I come from a brick and mortar background, a regular standard classroom background. I had lived in China for a few years, and I did online teaching, but not like this. I was doing online classroom teaching, getting piped into the big whiteboard behind the class, and having 30, 40 kids in a classroom at a time. So I was doing that, and this is a whole different world. There's so much that's different, and it takes a while to learn what's going on, and the massive learning curve, right? Massive learning curve that comes along with what we do. But one thing that I want to tell you is hang in there. Your first 3 months are tough. Your first week is great. They're throwing you trials. Everything looks good. And then the trials stop, and you're waiting on pop-ups, and it's quiet, and you can hear crickets, and you're like, oh no, did I make a mistake? Uh-oh, well, how come it was so good? It was so good because in your first week, that's what they do. They give you trials. They give you an extra opportunity to kind of really get started. And then from there on, it's up to you. What can you do to help speed up the process? Because it's going to take a few weeks. It really does take a few weeks. It takes about 3 to 4 months to really kind of get set up to where you've got a more consistent, regular flow of students. Some of the things that you can do immediately to prepare to get ready to start marketing yourself is get a good background. That's for starters. Have a fun, child-friendly background. I use photography equipment behind me. I change my backgrounds regularly. But I didn't always. I've been upgrading all the way down the line. Every month I add something new to my collection of things that I need to work with. And Currently, I'm using photography backgrounds so that I can change them. That and some disco lighting, and I pipe in, you know, ocean sounds when I've got the ocean, or if I've got Elsa up behind me, I'll pipe in the soundtrack from Frozen, stuff like that. So, you know, you don't need to go that far. All you really need are some toys set up, your PalFish sign. Make sure you've got your PalFish signs on whatever it is behind you. Absolutely essential. You cannot teach your official kids classes without those signs behind you. So have those. And then open up your schedule. The best thing that you can do to really get started is show consistency. Show that you're going to be here for the long haul. You're sticking around. You're not going anywhere. If you're available Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, from 6 p.m. Beijing time to 10 p.m. Beijing time, then open your schedule for the entirety that the schedule is available. 2 weeks that students can book plus the 1 week out. And open it up from 6 to 10 or 11 p.m. every single day that you're available and you know you're available and ready to work. You have to keep control of your schedule too. We'll save that for another video. But, you know, consistency is key. And the peak hours, the hot hours are everything. So if you want to be busy, open that schedule up from 6 p.m. Beijing time until about, I usually do my last class is 10:30 p.m. Beijing time. I'm in Las Vegas, so that's 7:30 in the morning my time when it's 10:30 p.m. in Beijing. Your schedule, your background, make sure your profile picture is friendly. Do something with your background behind you, with a PalFish sign behind you. You know, have a toy in your hand, have toys behind you, whatever you have that is child friendly and fun and shows off your personality, that's what you want to do. The other thing that I did was, like I said, I gave up on all other social media. I treated PalFish Moments like my Facebook. Every post I would talk about what I'm eating. Hey, this is what I'm eating today. What do you like? I would put up, there's several apps that you can use. PhotoGrid is a good one. You can create yes or no check boxes. You can use screenshots, pictures that you can put up and ask questions about. But whatever you're going to talk about on Facebook, talk about on Moments. Let them know who you are. That is the easiest way to attract students, is to let them know who you are. Read books. They get posted on your Moments from the reading app. Read them. Your voice. They want to hear you. So if you're reading books, they can hear you, and it gives you an edge on them deciding to book with you based on what they hear. Podcasts are another thing that you can do on your Moments. Talk. Read. I don't want to say read a book because a lot of people read books. Maybe think about reading an excerpt. Language barriers today. Excerpt from a book. Or sing a song. Show off your talents. Do something. Put out a video that just shows you in your elements. Hanging out with your kids, your friends' kids. You know, go to the zoo. Do a video from there. Just something brief, a few seconds. And that's really all you have to do. Self-marketing. Those are some key points to start off. But yeah, the number one thing for PalFish to get started is to have a lot of patience. It takes time. It starts off really good. It'll slow down a little bit here and there, but if you hang in there and you have patience, it all comes together in the long run. I remember about 3 months in going, oh God, did I make a mistake? And I'm glad I hung in there. And I remember saying at about 5-6 months in, I am so glad I stuck it out. And then at about 7-8 months in, when it started to slow down a little bit again, and I was a little worried, and I was no longer eligible for trials because I had too many regular students, but my bookings weren't all where I wanted them to be, and I was panicking because I had quit all my other jobs, and I'm like, oh no, did I make a mistake? And I put that out of my head, and I stayed on focus, and I just kept doing what I was doing, following up with students, doing daily Moments, those kinds of things. And then and then I celebrated my 1-year anniversary, and I was like, yay! I think I figured it out. So if you need any help, like I said, if you're new to PalFish, welcome. If you're coming on board, then welcome. I'm glad you're here to join us. There's a link in the description below. If you haven't applied yet, please do. We'd be glad to have you join us. And hang in there. Be patient. And if you have questions, message me. You can always message me. I'll always get back to you that way too. And I'll see you next time. More tips next time. Bye.